In this video, we delve into the Netherlands' strategy to manage tourism as it faces a surge in visitor numbers. From overcrowding in its iconic cities to growing environmental concerns, we'll explore the multifaceted issues prompting the country to consider a tourism cutback. Join us as we analyze how local sentiment, economic factors, and regulatory changes are shaping this shift, while also highlighting the country's commitment to preserving its culture and promoting alternative destinations for travelers. 1. Overcrowding in major cities. Amsterdam and other Dutch cities have faced a dramatic surge in tourist arrivals in recent years. In 2023, Amsterdam recorded over 19 million visitors, marking a 10% jump compared to 2022. This avalanche of tourists has placed enormous pressure on the city's public transport, roads, and daily life. Iconic locations like the Anne Frank House, the Van Gogh Museum, and the city's historic canals are now characterized by long lines and a constant flood of people. Locals report that their neighborhoods feel less like homes and more like open-air attractions. The city council has expressed growing concern that this level of overcrowding erodes the historical charm and authenticity that once drew visitors in the first place. As a result, officials are considering legal limits on tourist numbers and other interventions to restore balance and livability in the city's most affected areas. 2. Environmental concerns. Tourism's environmental footprint in the Netherlands has become impossible to ignore. According to the Dutch Ministry of Infrastructure and Water Management, the travel and lodging of tourists now contribute nearly 8% of the country's total carbon emissions. This figure has sparked alarm given the Netherlands' ambitious climate goals. The government has responded by championing sustainability, rolling out campaigns that encourage visitors to choose trains over planes and to explore the country by bicycle or public transit. Additionally, authorities are working to spread tourists more evenly across the country in hopes of reducing concentrated environmental impacts. The ministry has also started pilot programs to monitor air quality and waste generation in popular sites, aiming to develop targeted regulations for sustainable tourism. 3. Economic factors. Tourism's economic significance in the Netherlands is massive, with annual contributions pegged at roughly €90 billion as of 2024. However, Dutch policymakers are increasingly wary of relying too heavily on this sector. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in economies overly dependent on global travel, prompting the Dutch government to invest in alternative sectors such as green energy, fintech, and advanced manufacturing. In 2024, the Ministry of Economic Affairs launched a new fund focused on tech startups and sustainable industries, aiming to diversify revenue streams and job opportunities. This broader economic shift reflects a national strategy to build resilience against future shocks, whether they stem from pandemics, geopolitical instability, or climate crises. The government's vision is clear: tourism must be balanced with other sectors to avoid economic overexposure. 4. Local resident sentiment. The growing presence of tourists has led to mounting frustration among Dutch residents, especially in urban hotspots. A January 2024 survey by the Dutch Tourism Board found that 65% of Amsterdam locals now believe tourism makes their lives worse. Complaints range from sleepless nights due to party crowds, to rising rents driven by short-term rentals, and the transformation of once peaceful neighborhoods into bustling commercial zones. Residents have staged protests and lobbied city officials for tougher regulations. The City Council has responded by prioritizing policies that put local interests first, such as noise ordinances, tighter restrictions on street performances, and investing in neighborhood cleanup crews. This resident-first approach is shaping the country's broader tourism policy agenda. 5. Regulatory changes. Dutch authorities have started implementing significant regulatory reforms aimed at tempering the negative impacts of mass tourism. In early 2024, new restrictions were introduced on short-term rentals, like those offered on Airbnb, particularly in the most congested districts of Amsterdam and Rotterdam. The new rules cap the number of days a property can be rented to tourists and require owners to register with local authorities. Lawmakers are also considering a steep increase in tourist taxes to help fund public services and discourage short, high-impact visits. Enforcement has ramped up as well, with city inspectors carrying out routine checks to curb illegal rentals and prevent overcrowding in residential buildings. These regulatory steps are designed to ensure that tourism remains manageable and does not undermine local communities. 6. Promotion of alternative destinations. To reduce the crush in hotspots like Amsterdam, Dutch tourism officials are investing in the promotion of lesser-known regions. Friesland, Limburg, and Drenthe have become central to a €10 million marketing campaign launched in 2024. These regions are being highlighted for their scenic landscapes, traditional villages, and cultural festivals, offering a quieter and more authentic Dutch experience. The campaign includes digital ads, influencer partnerships, and upgraded infrastructure in these areas to better accommodate visitors. By drawing attention to these alternatives, the government hopes to disperse tourist traffic, support rural economies, and relieve pressure on overcrowded city centers. Early data from the first quarter of 2024 show a 15% uptick in tourism to these alternative destinations. 7. The role of technology. Technology is playing an increasingly central role in how the Netherlands manages its tourism influx. The government has partnered with Dutch tech firms to develop smart tourism tools that use real-time data analytics. Mobile apps now provide tourists with information about peak times at major attractions, helping to stagger arrival times and reduce bottlenecks. Visitors can receive push notifications suggesting alternative activities if a site is too crowded. Additionally, city authorities are using sensor data to monitor flows of people through popular districts, enabling more dynamic crowd management and emergency response. These tech-driven solutions are being credited with improving visitor experiences while easing the strain on local infrastructure. 8. Health and safety consideration. Health and safety remain top priorities for both government and businesses in the sector. In 2024, mandatory sanitation protocols are still in place for hotels, restaurants, and museums, with regular inspections by health authorities. The government has also set up a rapid response system for outbreaks, including digital contact tracing and public health advisories in multiple languages. These precautions are not just about preventing illness. They're also about reassuring cautious travelers that the Netherlands remains a safe and responsible destination. The result is a shift in visitor preferences, with many now seeking quieter, less crowded experiences and accommodations that prioritize hygiene. 9. Cultural preservation efforts. Dutch policymakers are doubling down on the protection of national heritage sites and cultural traditions that risk being diluted by mass tourism. In 2024, the government increased funding for the restoration of historical landmarks, including the Rijksmuseum gardens and centuries-old canal houses. Authorities are also rolling out educational programs for tourists, encouraging respectful engagement with local customs and traditions. Cultural events, such as tulip festivals and cheese markets, are being reimagined to emphasize authenticity over spectacle. These efforts aim to ensure that tourism enhances rather than erodes the country's unique identity. The Ministry of Culture is working closely with local organizations to develop guidelines for managing visitor numbers at sensitive sites. 10. Future outlook and strategic planning. Looking forward, the Netherlands is anchoring its tourism policies in a comprehensive national strategy. The Tourism Strategy 2025, published in February 2024, sets measurable goals for reducing the sector's carbon footprint, increasing visitor dispersal, and improving resident satisfaction. Stakeholder engagement is a key feature, with regular forums bringing together government agencies, industry leaders, local communities, and environmental groups. The strategy includes pilot projects for new forms of tourism, such as agritourism and cultural immersion programs, aiming to attract visitors who value sustainability and local connection. Officials are optimistic that these forward-thinking plans will help the Netherlands remain a vibrant destination while safeguarding its environment, economy, and communities.